Hey everybody, Max here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Action Force Swarm Tracer. This one's pretty cool because he glows in the dark. How cool is that? Now, I won't make you watch the whole video in the dark. That would be kind of hard and probably strain your eyes. But I have been interested in getting one of these figures, but I've kind of guess I've just been holding off because they haven't really done anything with this particular subline in a while. Certainly not since I got into the line about a year and a half ago. But um, I had been on the fence, but they had a Memorial Day sale, and I just decided that yeah, I want to get this guy. The price had been reduced, and then there was also a percentage off. So anyway, I just couldn't pass the guy up. I got a pretty good deal on it, and I got to say he's a pretty cool figure, even beyond the glow in the dark factor. I think he's a very well designed figure, and I like the accessories, and he's a deluxe figure, and I got a good price for it. And yeah, I hope that we see more from this particular line in the future. Maybe that something in like Series 6 we'll see an update or something like that. So he comes with the standard stuff that we've seen in terms of hands and accessories and things. So he has the right and left gripping hands, right and left fists. He has right and left trigger finger hands, and left and right trigger finger cupping hands. So he's got that. Comes with three heads. This one, I'm guessing that they are all cast in this glow in the dark plastic, and then there's paint apps all the way around. This one probably is the most detailed. Hopefully you can see that. Let me get some more light in here. Hopefully that helps. um, but honestly, I mean, as cool as this one is, it's not my favorite. Strangely enough, it's this guy. I don't know what it is. It looks like a big green grape, but it's got a lot of texture to it. But when it glows in the dark, it's certainly you can't help but see it. So it's really cool. Both of these, I don't know, I just like that one better. But this one certainly has kind of a anime mecha, kind of reminds me of one of the Avas from Neon Genesis Evangelion. I'm wondering if that was intentional. So that's pretty cool. The paint's a little uneven in some places, but nothing to really ding it about. And then we have this one that kind of has a more traditional insect look, I guess. Gray and black, and yeah, it's got the whole thing is glow in the dark plastic. So, but definitely has texture of the eyes, like an insect eye, like the multi iris or whatever you call it, insect eye. So very cool. But like I said, I think I prefer that one. It comes with a glow in the dark stand. I really like that. These things really, the glow in the dark parts, I sometimes, just to test out, I would flash it with a UV light, and it charges it. It will stay lit through half the night. So it comes with this, I guess it's meant to be like an energy shield, but it looks like a riot shield, and a really good handhold there, and very good segments and good texture and everything. So very cool, and very thick too. It's very sturdy. So definitely like that. The comes with this gigantic Chris Vector. I've never seen a long-barreled Chris Vector before. So I think a Chris Vector is typically a 9mm submachine gun, and obviously glows in the dark. But this one looks like a long barrel with a integrated suppressor, perhaps. But I definitely like the look of this guy. Very cool. I would love to fire one of these things in real life. So, and I think you could probably get this in one of the weapons packs. I just don't have one, so I may have to look that up. But very cool, very sturdy. Comes with the glow-in-the-dark Maxim 9 from the older series, and that's pretty cool. He has a glow-in-the-dark knife, like what we've seen before in the earlier series as well. That's pretty neat. And then, of course, he has his flight pack that is very insect-like, and the wings have multiple positions, three positions typically. So this is down, mid-range, and then all the way up. So that's pretty cool. And this glows in the dark in the back. I know you didn't see it, but it's pretty cool. It almost looks like it could actually work in a way. It's like you've got fans, you've got jets, and kind of reminds me of, and some paint right there, kind of reminds me of the Firefly figure or a character of it's a Batman villain, and the way he looked in the Batman series from, I think it was on like Fox Kids or something like that from like 20 years ago. Very stylized and everything. And he had a very insect-like, but was very black and orangish, yellow, that sort of thing. But yeah, this kind of reminds me of that. And it fits in, it pegs in very, once it gets in, it's in there. So you have this one central peg, but then you have the recess part that locks in perfectly with this raised piece on the back of his vest. So and there's also other little notches there that line up. So you can, once you get everything lined up, it is in there snug. Snug as a bug in a rug. So that is very cool. And I like the fact that the wings are very sturdy. They don't feel flimsy. They don't feel cheap. The texture is good. This isn't, I mean, you can feel the lines, feel the kind of the hexagons there, the geometric shapes and everything. So very, very cool. I definitely like this thing. So, and I said before that I really like this head sculpt. I'm going to get this guy off so we can do the articulation. This guy is, even though this is the helmet or the head that I like the most, he looks up the least, but he looks down that far fairly good, but doesn't look up as well. But you can arc the back and kind of get it in some flying poses like that. So, which I tried to do in the thumbnail. So definitely like this one the most. Due to the glued on shoulder piece here, he will not get a T-pose. It's not going to happen, and I'm not going to risk heating it up to try and get it. But I guess you could probably rotate it around and try to get it. Yeah, you could do that. So you can get a T-pose that way. So it's kind of a cheat, but it won't. The butterfly joint is a little more kind of oval shaped, and you can get it, you rotate the shoulder around and you can get it in that way. So not the traditional straight up T-pose, but I mean, it good enough. And let's see if we do this on the left or right arm. Yep, and you can tell that there's paint. So this was kind of a green. I guess this may glow in the dark too, but it was painted over, but it's already starting to rub off. So that's disappointing, but doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I'm scraping it off right now, and it feels like different plastic. It feels like not your traditional action figure plastic. It's a little softer. That at least it feels that way to me, but it doesn't feel cheap or flimsy, I guess. It definitely feels solid, and the harness is really good. You can peg this off. It has two straps, so it comes off fairly easily. You'll have to take the head off, but it has the diaphragm like what we've kind of gotten used to with regards to, the older series, series 4, 3, 2, 1. So that torso, black and gray, and really good all the way around. But I definitely like the paint came out really well on this vest. Pretty tight, and the logo looks really good. And unlike some other early series Action Force vests, this one is fairly easy to peg back on. So that is nice. Let's see, we got it. Yep. And just for giggles and grins, let's do this one. So you can see this guy definitely looks up more. Let me get the arms out of the way. So this guy definitely looks up more than the grape head. It looks down more. And good range of motion, some side to side and all that wonderful stuff. The butterfly joints are not butterfly joints, the bicep swivel. Not, they're not loose, they're just a little, I mean, they move freely. They don't feel floppy or anything like that. And yeah, I'm getting some of that paint on my fingers. And double jointed arms, pinless. Lots of greens, lots of blacks. Good wrist articulation. You have this harness, flight harness belt that does not peg off. I don't know, it does not. But that's where the knife sheath glows in the dark. Glow in the dark pouches, gray plastic, or gray paint, I should say, and pretty good splits. The harness kind of gets in the way a little bit because you have this raised piece of armor that glows in the dark. So you can get about that far. And does he have drop down hips? I don't think so. I'm not going to force it. Doesn't feel like it, no. So he kicks up past 90 degrees even with no drop down hips. And the plastic on the armor feels a little muted, like it's a little not as well formed, or like the edges aren't as sharp, like it came out of the mold, almost like it's melted a little bit. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It just kind of, well, you can tell that it's a different type of plastic, and it might not have formed fully. I mean, you can see the shape, you can see the some rivets here and there, and the paint's pretty good with the gray straps and the black and everything. So this is a unique figure without a doubt, and you can certainly see the difference in plastic in the knee joints and the elbow joints. In the shoulder joints, you just can't avoid that. So, but it doesn't really bother me a whole lot. Well, at all really. It is what it is. And so translucent plastic, he kicks back this far, and he has no shin swivel, but he has something of a, yeah, he has ankle swivel, and his feet can, the leg armor here is open enough where you get good range of motion in the feet. Pretty good ankle rocker and pretty good well-designed feet. I've always liked the fact that they went the extra mile and sculpted the tread, and the bottom of the feet even have the logo. So that's something they even went as far to do. They didn't have to do that, and that's just something that kind of, they went the extra mile to even do the bottom of the feet. So paint here and there to give it some kind of depth, I guess, or texture. So yeah, it's really cool really cool figure. And I wish I had, when I got into Action Force, I think maybe some of the other Swarm figures, there were some red ones and gold ones and all that. Kind of makes me wish I had picked up some of those. But yeah, maybe they'll do a reissue. They're very unique. I think they need to do more with this particular subline, and maybe they will in the future. I really like the package. I usually talk about the package first. I love this backdrop. That's pretty cool. And the package with, this is definitely a good army builder. You could get 3 of these with 3 different heads. And there's the file card if you want to pause it and take a look at that. And 5 action points. Yeah, and with the discounts, this guy was already reduced, then I got a discount. I got this guy, he's normally I think probably like $45. I got him like 26. So what a great deal. And such a great package. Really pretty cool artwork. Let's see if you can, on the sides there. And I've said it before, I do hope that we someday get some Action Force comics or some more tie-in novels, that sort of thing, to kind of flesh out the mythos of this particular brand. So yeah, that is the Swarm Tracer. Glows in the dark, something to do with his technology, that when he's about to go out, it looks like he's a tracer around, and so he glows before I guess he goes kamikaze on some folks. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you have this guy? I'm going to give this guy a warp factor of, I think I'm going to give him an 8.5 for sure. Yeah, I think this guy's a solid 8.5. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section, and please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Just passed 100 videos and 200 subscribers, and I'm really hoping to hit 500 by the end of the year. Thanks for being here in the early days of this channel, and I will talk to you guys next time. Continue to be awesome.